You're listening to The Alex Jones Show. Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
Tell you, you ought to hear what we're discussing during the breaks. Rick Ross on the ground floor of the CIA crack cocaine epidemic. He wants to get into hip-hop and how it's a weapon. And, of course, a lot of insiders like Professor Griff and others have documented that. I've talked to famous people that I can't say their names, multiple major rock and roll stars who were in the meetings at MTV where they said, sorry, rock and roll's gone. We're bringing in the hip-hop, gangster rap, and we're weaponizing it. That's the word from the Chiefs. And, boy, they've done a job. So that's coming up in the next segment. Getting back to Gary Webb, when you went to the premiere, hung out with Renner, who also helped finance it, did a great job. Knowing the story as good as I do, I was really freaked out because it was so accurate. Obviously, they couldn't show everything, but it was so they really, I think, captured his spirit. I really admire Renner now.
I do too. I do too. And I met Renner at the screening. Me, him, and Michael, and the director, and the head producer. We all took photos and whatnot, and it was just like almost like Gary was there. You know what I'm saying? Gary's wife was there. His kids were there. So for me, it was an opportunity to meet people that I had never met before, but I spoke on the phone. And to meet his wife and his kids and just the whole environment was like, man, everything that Gary was doing was still alive, you know, to know that he hadn't died.
I wonder how his so-called friends at the newspaper that turned their back on him, I wonder how they feel now being so famous in this film.
Wow, yeah. You know, I spoke to Jesse Katz about his role, you know, inside the film. And, you know, we have Get Jesse inside of our documentary where he apologizes for basically being a hired gun and gunning Gary down. He was saying that that's one of the lowest points that he felt in his journalism, that he did that.
Now, it was the editor of the LA Times that was CIA, though. And
it may have been, but yeah, he hired Jesse to...
No, I understand, but it actually comes out in the film because they're saying, well, the LA Times says this. He goes, well, yeah, but he's CIA. and you know, and of course, he was never discredited. That's why they had to kill him, because they tried to kill him in the media, and then that didn't work, so they just killed him.
Well, you know, the internet saved the story. I mean, if it wasn't for the internet, the story would have been dead, you know, from the start. But the thing about it was so good is that it was the first time a major newspaper had ever released a story on the internet. So once it hit that internet, you know, it just started going from person to person to person to person. And, you know, another thing, it was the first time that blacks had ever really came out on the internet the way they did. They really came out and...
Oh, let's talk about that when we come back, and then we'll get into the hip-hop and your message to the young people. But we ought to find those clips like where Mike Rupert confronts the CIA director and Maxine Waters does. You can find it online, like Mike Rupert confronts CIA director, Maxine Waters does. And Deutsch just shuts down and then had to quit after that. I mean, people were mad. They're like, you put this on our streets? That was powerful.
Yeah, yeah. When he came down to South Central at Locke High School.
I want to get your take. We'll start talking about that some.
Well, you know, he came to South Central because it was such an outroar in South Central LA. You know, blacks were mobilizing and they wanted something done. You know, they wanted answers. People had kids in prison and I mean, you know, it really devastated the black community. You know, right now we have 600,000 black men in prison for selling drugs. No violence, you know, not rapes, not robberies, just drugs, you know, marijuana, cocaine. And these people wanted the answers. They want to know, why were their kids taken away so long? You know, I have about 11 friends that's been in prison right now, 26 years. From selling drugs, 20, maybe even 30, some of them. So people want answers. And Dutch felt that it would be better to address it than to let it keep simmering. And a big mistake he made, you know, by coming to South Central and confronting those people, because they really gave it to him.
We're going to play the clips of Mike Rupert and others. And I guess it was Maxine Waters visit you in your cell. Who was the congresswoman that was there at that
Juanita McDowell. Maxine Waters was there, too.
That's right. Okay, I'm going from memory here.
They both was there.
But they did find the clips. We'll play those when we come back. And we'll give the phone number out so you can have your questions and comments, and we'll take your Twitter questions at Real Alex Jones. Stay with us.
When you're out on the road, the last place you want to be is on the road. But if the unfortunate happens, you'll be glad you were wearing diamond gussets.
There's a place down in Tennessee where they make blue diamond gusset jeans. They so pride in every stitch, guarantee you love the way they fit. They put a diamond gusset in the crotch where you need it most. Blue diamond gussets got it, others don't.
We turn jeans inside out. Diamond gusset jeans. Made in the USA with unparalleled quality. Our Defender motorcycle jeans combine gusset comfort with Kevlar protection, so you can ride all day with confidence. Order yours at gusset.com. Diamond gusset jeans got it, others don't.
The experts are clear. Sunlight, purified water, healthy non-GMO food, and having a good attitude is essential to a healthy immune system. But I go further with Super Nascent Iodine X2 from InfoWarsLife.com. 50% stronger than our original and revolutionary Nascent Iodine formula, coming from a deep earth crystal source that no other supplier has. Most other forms of iodine come from seaweed in areas plagued by Fukushima and other contaminants. Not our iodine. It comes from over 200 million-year-old crystal salt deposits and is tested and proven to be completely pure. Visit InfoWarsLife.com today. See the informational videos. Read the information they're compiled. And for a limited time, when you use promo code NOW at checkout, you get an additional 5% off the entire family of InfoWarsLife.com products. Secure your Survival Shield X2 today at InfoWarsLife.com or call toll-free 888-253-3139. InfoWarsLife.com. Check it out today. I have set out to bring you the most hardcore, cutting-edge supplements and nutraceuticals, bar none. And that's what you'll find at InfoWarsLife.com. We have rejected literally hundreds of products from the InfoWars Life line because they are not of the very highest quality, or because they're not 100% organic, or because they don't pass all of the strictest toxicology tests there are that we have listed at InfoWarsLife.com. Whether it's Survival Shield Nascent Iodine or DNA Force, Super Male Vitality, Super Female Vitality, Lung Cleanse, Fluoride Shield, Oxy Powder. I believe that all of these products will blow you away like they've done the thousands of other customers that have visited InfoWarsLife.com and believed in us and tried the products. Folks, check out InfoWarsLife.com today and the entire line of groundbreaking, cutting-edge, hardcore products.
Crashing through the lies and disinformation. It's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
I am a former Los Angeles police narcotics detective, and I work South Central Los Angeles, and I will tell you, Director Deutsch, emphatically and without
Can you speak
equivocation.
further into the mic, sir? These mics don't seem to be...
I will tell you, Director Deutsch, as a former Los Angeles police narcotics detective, that the agency has dealt drugs throughout this country for a long time.
All right, obviously that is an answer for a lot of you. Now can you please... All right, now can you please...
I refer direct...
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute here. Wait a minute. If you don't like what's going on here, please leave now. No, leave now, because there are others who do want to hear what's going on in this room. Will you please...
All right, you can watch an hour of that famous C-SPAN footage, and of course it made Deutsch resign a few weeks later. And then it caused an Inspector General report, and they admitted it. It all came out. That's the thing. People say, oh, government involvement, 9/11 would come out. It has. Government involvement sterilizing people would come out. It has. Government involvement shipping drugs in would come out. It has. It came out in the 60s on the opium, the heroin in Southeast Asia. It's come out in Afghanistan. It went from 7% of world opium production in Afghanistan to 93%. That's the UN's own report after our liberation of it. I don't need to play the Fox News clips again or CNN or ABC, them admitting our troops guard and grow the opium. Do you understand that, folks? And then if your son or daughter is dumb enough to get on heroin, God forbid, or unlucky enough, and they're going to throw them in jail when they shipped it in? That's crazy. That'd be like if you were a mafia don and ordered one of your guys to go rob a bank, and then the mafia don shows up in a police outfit and takes you to jail for robbing the bank when he publicly ordered him to do that. Freeway Ricky Ross is our guest. He wouldn't sell out Gary Webb and others, so they kept him in prison a lot longer than he should have been there. And again, I don't glorify drug dealing, but it's the fact that it's illegal that puts all this money into it. You regulate it. You make it a shameful thing to do. You don't have all these Hollywood movies promoting it on purpose to prime the pump, and it will go away. Areas of Europe have done that, and drug abuse has gone down about 50%. So it's because I don't like drugs. Folks, I don't use drugs. I get prescriptions sometimes, you know, if I'm sick. I drink coffee, I drink tea, occasionally I drink beer or wine. But, I mean, that's it. It's the drug dealers that are currently operating in government and big banks and then low-level ones. They don't want it to be made legal or decriminalized. Rick Ross is our guest. We're going to be taking your phone calls coming up. It's the Sunday phone number today. We're running the whole show out of our operation. 877-789-ALEX, 877-789-2539. Callers for Rick Ross, 877-789-ALEX, 877-789-2539. And we've got your Twitter questions coming in at hashtag Rick Ross. Just tweet at us with hashtag Rick Ross on the IW chats at Real Alex Jones on Twitter. We've already got some of those questions pouring in. Rick, other points you want to make, and then I know you want to get into hip-hop, that you say is the new crack cocaine epidemic culture war machine. And then I've got some amazing testimony I can give you on that exact fact, backing up what you have to say. Tell folks what you told me off air.
Well, I believe that what they've done is they've taken hip-hop and they've made it glorious to be a drug dealer. You know, when I sold drugs, I hid. I didn't want anybody to know I sold drugs. But now they got these guys who've never sold drugs, technically. You know, one guy was a correctional officer who goes by the name of Rick Ross now. He took my whole identity, and the court said that he could do it. That he could prance around the country and say that he's me and take my whole life and use it, and there was nothing I could do about it. I can't stop him.
He even grew a beard just like you.
Everything. So now they take these guys, and these guys say, well, I got to the position that I'm in right now today by selling drugs. So the message that it tells our kids is that if you go out, you sell drugs, then you can become a great rock star like myself and never go to prison. And I think that that's a false message to be given people who feel hopeless.
And notice they don't indict the people that are fake and claim all that. No, they want them out there like a lanternfish has that light to get the little fish to swim over so they can eat them.
Exactly, and that's what I believe. I mean, if I were to go on tape and say, oh yeah, I sold 300 kilos of cocaine, and now you got me admitting that I did that, they would indict me for it. But the way they're doing it now, they're saying it's just art form. It's just a form of art, and I believe that it's sucking in our kids, and you know, you turn on the radio and it's just filled with it.
What do you want to say to Rick Ross? Because he'll probably see this video. Well, the fake Rick Ross.
I would tell him that it's time to change, that it's time to tell the kids the truth, you know, and let them know that technically he's never sold drugs and that he didn't get his money from selling drugs, that Universal gave him the money to do the things that he's doing, that it's okay to admit that you never did that, and not let our kids believe that they can go out and sell drugs and never pay a penalty for doing that.
Does it make you angry to see him doing that?
Well, really, the whole culture. I mean, I'm disappointed in the whole culture. Really, not really him.